The bioelectric storm, the reign of the abyssal titan. The hook. The interior of the Argus 6 submersible is a symphony of high-tech hums and glowing screens. Suddenly, the sonar emits a jagged, distorted cry. Outside, a long, serpentine shape, nearly 80 feet in length, coils through the darkness. Its skin is translucent, revealing glowing blue veins that pulse with a frantic energy. Without warning, the creature arches its back, and a blinding flash of white lightning arcs through the salt water. Inside the sub, the screens flicker, turn static, and then go pitch black. The hum of the life support system dies. In the absolute silence that follows, the only thing visible is the faint, rhythmic glow of the beast's body as it circles the now dead machine. The hunter has not used teeth or claws, it has simply turned off the light. The introduction. In the freshwater basins of the Amazon, the electric eel is a known wonder, a creature that uses modified muscle cells to generate up to 860 volts. But in the vast, high-pressure trenches of the deep ocean, evolution has taken this biological battery and scaled it to an impossible magnitude. The giant abyssal eel is no longer a mere fish, it is a living power plant, a biological EMP, electromagnetic pulse, capable of disrupting the very technology we use to explore the sea. As humanity pushes further into the abyss with drones and nuclear-powered submarines, we have encountered a rival that doesn't just fight our machines, it lobotomizes them. This creature represents the ultimate collision between the primal forces of nature and the fragility of human electronics. The anatomy of a living battery. The giant abyssal eel's body is almost entirely dedicated to its electric organs. Over 80% of its massive 80-foot frame is composed of millions of electrocytes, specialized cells that function like tiny batteries. In a standard eel, these cells work in series to create a shock. In the giant titan, these cells have evolved a high-density configuration that allows for a discharge in the range of thousands of volts, and more importantly, a massive amperage that creates a localized electromagnetic field. Its skin is covered in a specialized non-conductive mucus that protects its own internal organs from the massive discharge, while its nervous system is insulated by a thick layer of biological rubber. Its eyes are small and practically useless, as it sees the world through an active electrolocation system, sending out constant low-level pulses to map its surroundings in a 3D grid of pure energy. The biological EMP, how it hunts. Unlike its smaller relatives that shock prey to paralyze muscles, the giant abyssal eel uses its discharge as a tactical weapon against anything that emits an electromagnetic signature. In the silent deep, modern machinery is incredibly loud to an eel's senses. The hum of a motor or the pulse of a sonar is an invitation to attack. When the eel strikes, it releases a staccato burst, a series of high-frequency discharges that create a massive magnetic interference field. This doesn't just shock a biological nervous system, it induces currents in copper wiring, fries circuit boards, and wipes digital memory. For a deep-sea creature, this is a way to stun giant squids or other predators. For a human submarine, it is a total systems failure. The eel doesn't need to bite the hull, it simply needs to be near it to turn a multi-billion-dollar vessel into a floating coffin. The climax, the death of the machine. The true climax of an encounter with this titan is the transition from high-tech to primitive. Imagine a scene where a fleet of autonomous underwater vehicles, AUVs, is mapping a trench. The giant eel emerges, seeing the drones as a swarm of annoying insects. It releases a single massive discharge. Visually, the water around the eel glows with a halo of ionized gas. The drones don't explode. They simply stop. Their propellers cease to turn, their lights go out, and they begin to sink like stones into the silt. The creature then glides through the graveyard of dead machines, occasionally nudging one with its snout, curious why the noisy things have suddenly gone quiet. It is a stark reminder that in the face of nature's raw energy, our digital world is incredibly vulnerable. The rivalry, lightning versus steel. This creature creates a unique rivalry between biological energy and human engineering. Engineers are now forced to consider bio-shielding for deep-sea equipment, trying to harden electronics against a threat that they once thought existed in science fiction. The rivalry is also ecological. The giant abyssal eel often targets hydrothermal vent communities, where the mineral-rich water enhances its conductivity. It acts as a guardian of these vents, driving away any metallic intruders that attempt to mine the seafloor. It is a war for the territory of the trenches, where the weapon of choice is not fire or lead, but the fundamental force that powers our own civilization. The legacy of the storm under the sea. The legacy of the giant abyssal eel is one of awe and caution. It has forced us to realize that the ocean is not just a physical space, but an electromagnetic one. Every cable laid across a seafloor, every internet backbone that connects continents is a potential thread for these creatures to find. There are reports of unexplained dead zones in the Atlantic where communication cables frequently fail without any tectonic activity. Perhaps, deep below, a giant is merely scratching its back against the cables, its natural bioelectricity creating ghosts in our global data. It is a creature that reminds us that we are guests in a world that operates on a much older and more powerful grid. The conclusion. The giant abyssal eel is the ultimate embodiment of nature's power. It is a creature that has mastered the electron long before humans discovered the light bulb. In the crushing dark of the abyss, it remains the lord of the storm, a silent serpent that can turn the most advanced human achievements into silent, sinking junk. As we continue to explore the final frontiers of our planet, we must respect the masters of the electric deep. The sea is not just water and salt. It is a medium for a power that we are only beginning to understand. The giant eel is a reminder that in the darkness, the most dangerous thing isn't the one you can see, but the one that can turn off your ability to see at all.